Testing, testing. If either of the folks who are watching hear my voice, would you please write something into the chat? Good evening, all of you in Cyberland. We're taking a little bit of time to get started tonight. We are also training Sir James Crockett to do the Chopin role. So we're going to do that slowly and carefully. And we'll get started in a little bit. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming, and thanks for your patience while we got set up. Um, let's get started. First and foremost, let's arrive into the space. Take a minute to just settle into your physical body. And notice what you carried into the space with you, and allow that to settle and relax. The foundation of any of these practices is a stable mind. Not a stable mind that's been forced to be stable, but a stable mind that's allowed to relax in its own time. So that's where we start. Also, in a ritual like this that we'll do tonight, it's good to think about the three excellences, or sometimes it's translated as the three noble principles, or I've seen it translated as the three sacrednesses. These are quite simple. They are the beginning, the middle, and the end of practice. This ritual builds all of those in together, but it's good for us to take a moment and start in that way of our own accord, like from our own side. So the beginning is a clear motivation and calling on, taking refuge, calling on your support system. The main part, or the middle, is doing the ritual without concept, just doing it, and not thinking, oh, am I doing it right? Or did I say that right? Did I do this wrong? Just a real commitment to beginning to end, following it through, and doing it. So it's a very active and non-conceptual practice. Even with all the concepts that we're going to be doing, we're just going to be doing the visualizations. And then lastly, when we're finished with the ritual, we will dedicate the merit and make aspirational prayers about what this merit, what this act of merit making could possibly do for us and for other beings. Just to say a tiny bit about motivation, just because I know James and Kylie are usually here on Thursday nights, and we keep it pretty chill on Thursday nights. So we talk about motivation, like, why did you come tonight? Examine why you came in to the practice tonight. What are your expectations, and what do you hope to get out of the practice that we're going to do today and tonight? This is a really important way to think about practice in general. When we move into a ritual like this feast offering we're going to do together tonight, it's important to kind of add some breadth and depth to that motivation. So the motivation then becomes something more like, I hope that whatever we're doing tonight really benefits people, really benefits beings, really benefits me, really benefits all the people in this room, really benefits the people we can't see, the beings we can't see, the people to whom I'm connected that maybe I'm worried about or I'm thinking about, something like that. So that's kind of like another way, like a step toward this Mahayana aspiration of doing practice in order to be of benefit to others. And it's said in lots of different ways, but that's, even on Thursday nights, like, that's what we're trying to think about when in terms of managing expectations. If this is of benefit to anyone, then we win. Everybody wins. So that's a good place to start. It's a contemplation. If you don't like the motivation that you find when you're looking into motivation, you can change it, or you can aspire to have a better motivation. Maybe you're showing up to practice tonight and you're like, I'm really feeling like my motivation is just to sit here, you know? That's all I can muster tonight. May my motivation become more altruistic the next time I practice, something like that, with gentleness and kindness, and a real being real with yourself. I think that's the most important thing. Don't miss this opportunity to be real with yourself when you're doing practice. It's really easy. There's prayers that all of us who've been practicing for a long time, prayers that we know in Tibetan and in English that we just say, um, uh, and they kind of become rote. I challenge you all to really check in with yourself. Say the prayers too, but also look at what's really going on in your heart and in your mind. Okay. So take a moment to set your motivation. Um, and whatever taking refuge looks like to you, if that's calling on your support system in the way that feels good to you, go for it. Go for it. Take just a moment to do this beginning part of the practice. Okay. And turn to page 1. These are preliminary prayers that we'll say before we get into the actual liturgy. And we'll start with the verses of prayer to the 8 noble auspicious ones. We will do everything in Tibetan and English tonight. Forgive me if I speed a little bit through the English, because I want to make space for a little bit of a slower read of the Tibetan, because we have some new folks in our midst. Yeah. Om Namsi Namdak Rangshin Lundrupe Tashi Chokju Shingna Shukpai Sangye Chedong Gendun Pakpe Tsok Kunla Chaksel Dakchak Tashi Shok Drme Gelpo Tselden Dundrup Gong Jampe Gempe Gedra Peldampa Kunla Gongpa Gyache Jakpel Chen Limpo Darpak Seldra Peldangni Semchen Tamje Lagong Drakpe Pel Yitzim Zepa Tselrab Drakpel Te Tensam Tupe Tashi Pepe We Dewa Shekpa Gela Chakselo Jampe Shunu Belden Dorje Zin Chenre Ziwang Gempo Jampe Pe Sai Ningpo Dripa Namparcel Namke Ningpo Pakcho Kuntu Sang Utpel Dorje Pekar Lushing Dang Norbu Dawa Reldrini Mai Chaksen Lingnam Tashi Pelki Chok Changchup Semba Gela Chakselo Rinchen Dukchok Tashi Serkinya Duchom Bunsang Yong Kamala Indra Dudang Bunso Peweu Minup Gelsen Wangyur Korlote rinchen dakcho keki chaksen chen chokdu gyawa chachin geke ma getso ngowo drempe pepe we tashi lamo gela chakselo tangpa chenpo dejung seme u Migtong dendang gyapo yukor song Pake pedang luang mi zang Nam te se te hladze korlo dang Trishu hladang dutung dorje chen Biwam rati choten gyatsen zin Satsum nisu gelek dashi pel Jikten kyongma gela chaktelo Dakchak dengdir chawat sombala Gedang niwar tsewa kunchine Dödün papel samdün yinchin drup Dashi delek punsum Tsok par sho. Back to page 1. I'll read the English. Hi, Natalie. You can stay. Would one of you get Natalie a binder? James, usually when someone comes a little late and they have something that needs like a spoon or fork, that's you. Yeah, so you can grab, I don't know what Natalie has in that bin, but you can check it out and then get a spoon if we need it. Yeah. Okay, back to page 1. Om, in the natural, spontaneously present, perfectly pure phenomenal existence, to all who dwell in the auspicious realms of the 10 directions, the Buddhas, Dharmas, and the assemblies of noble Sangha, I prostrate and pray that all may be auspicious for myself and all others. To Drume Gyalpo Tseldhen Dundrup Gong, Champe Gyempa Gejak Pel Dampa, Kunla Gongpa Gyache Jakpel Chen, Flunpo Tarpak Seldrak Pel Eni. Noble ones known for your consideration of all sentient beings, noble ones known for your superior display of enlightened activities that grant mental satisfaction. Merely hearing your names increases all glory and auspiciousness. I prostrate to the 8 Sugatas, to the youthful Manjushri, the glorious Vajra holder, the powerful Avalokiteshvara, the noble protector Maitreya. Sai Nimpo Dripa Namparcel, Namkai Ningpo, the supreme noble Kuntuzangpo. Utpel Dorje, Bekar, Lushing, and Norbo Dawa Reldri Nima, holders of the excellent hand emblems of supreme noble good fortune. I prostrate to the 8 Bodhisattvas. The supreme jeweled umbrella, the auspicious golden fish, the wish-fulfilling vase, the mind-pleasing Kamala flower, the conch of fame and glory, the fully endowed endless knot, the eternal victory banner, the all-powerful wheel, you who hold these 8 supreme precious signs, offered to the conquerors of all directions and times. Attractive maidens of pleasure, to recall your nature increases all that is noble. I prostrate to the 8 goddesses of good fortune. Tsangpa Chenpo, Dejung Seme U, Migtong Den and Gyalpo Yu Korsung, Pake Po and Luang Migmizang, Nam Se and Ladze Korlo. Holders of the trident, short spear, Vajra, Vina, sword, stupa, and banner and victory, who make auspiciousness and positivity grow in 3 realms. I prostrate to the 8 guardians of the world concerning the activity that myself and others are about to begin by pacifying all obstructions and unwanted harm. May the noble and meaningful increase and all wishes be accomplished. May good fortune, happiness, and prosperity be fully endowed. Would you make me a cup of hot water, please? Thank you. And on page 7, the 7-line prayer, which is the extraordinary means for accomplishing the Guru. This is Guru Rinpoche's 7-line prayer. So this is a prayer of supplication for Guru Rinpoche. We'll sing it in Tibetan 3 times and then recite it in English 1 time. Hung organ yugin upchang tsam Pema ge sardong pola Yatsen choking drupnye Pema chung ne she sudrak Kordu kandro mang kor Kegi jesu dak drugi Chingi lop chir shek su se
Guru Pema Siddhi Hung Hung Organ Yugi Nup Jang Sam Pema Ge Sardong Bola Ya Tsen Choking Udup Ni Pema Jung Ne She Sutak Kordu Kandro Mang Bukor Kegi Jesu Dak Dupki Chingi Lop Chir Shek Susa Guru Pema Siddhi Hung Hung Organ Yugi Nup Jang Tam Pema Ge Sardong Bola Ya Tsen Choking Udupni Pema Jung Ne She Sutak Kordu Kando Mang Bukor Kegi Jesu Dak Trupki Chingi Lop Chir Shek Susa Guru Pema Siddhi Hung. Hung, at Oregon's northwestern frontier, on the stem and corona of a lotus flower, wondrous supreme accomplishment attained, and as the lotus-born renowned, encircled by a retinue of many dakinis, so that I may become like you, please come and grant your blessings. Guru Pema Siddhi Hung. This can go up near the Tsok skull cup. Now, page 9, the prayer to the three bodies of the Guru. Thank you. Emaho Töje Chögi Yingi Shinkamsu Chöni Dusum Kega Me Pengang Chatalun Zok Dewa Chen Perku Namka Shindu Tukje Chörime Lama Chöki Kula Sovatem Organ Pema Jungne La Sovatem Dechen Lungi Drupe Shinkamsu Kusung Tuk Dang Yun Ten Trin Leki Ye Sheng Aden Dewa Shek Beku Tuk Je Je Dragna So So Sorten Lama Long Je Zo Kula So Vatem Organ Pema Chung Ni La So Vatem Mig Je Jig Den Dak Pe Shin Kam Su Tuk Je Chen Bo De Wei De La Chen Gang La Gang De Tup Gi De Den Ze De Dang Ma Chen Da Ta De Sum Gi Lama Trupe Kula Soma Tem Organ Pema Jung Ne La Sova Tem. Back to page 9 for the English. Wondrous, in the pure realm of the fundamental space of reality, free from elaboration, the actual nature beyond the three times origination and cessation, is the body of great bliss, naturally complete and aimless, compassion like the sky, without bias or point of reference. Dharmakaya Guru, to you I pray. Lotus born of organ, to you I pray. In the pure realm of spontaneously present great bliss are the embodiments of the Buddha's form, speech, mind, qualities, and activity, the bodies of the thus gone ones, endowed with the fivefold primal knowing, revealing each and every of the various manifestations of compassion. Sambhogakaya Guru, to you I pray. Lotus born of organ, to you I pray. In the realm of the innate purity of this conditioned universe, manifest through great compassion for the sake of sentient beings, emanations act to benefit beings through skillful means suited to each individual. those passed on to come and present, Nirmanakaya Gurus of the three times, to you I pray. Lotus born of organ, to you I pray. Now this is a short prayer that you all don't have in your book. I'm going to sing it and recite the English. Those of you online, you can Google this and find a copy of it to follow along. It's called Cloud Banks of Blessings, a prayer for calling the Guru from afar. Rangnang ming ne tu jo chukulama du jom ling pa keno tawa takada long du tigle chukur ming ze Rang xin za wei xing ne lun zhe long gu la ma ye shi dor zhe qian o gun pa o sel nang du le long u ma jing xi Gag me tu che long ne ten be tu ku la ma be ma she pa ken o che pa pa lang da war sa du ching wa zhe qing Rang re dun gi la ma kusum ye me ngang ne gu pe so wa dep so wang shi chen lap du zi da gu ming do zi chi. From self-origin Akanishta, in the pure realm above all, Dharmakaya Guru beyond elaboration, Tujam Lingpa, please consider me. And in the expanse of the primordially pure view, ripen the essence as Dharmakaya. From the Buddha fields of natural wakefulness, spontaneously present Sambhogakaya Guru, Yeshe Dorje, please consider me. And in the luminosity of meditation, bind the karmic winds in the central wisdom channel. From the expanse of the unconfined compassion, Nirmanakaya Guru, perfect with the major and minor marks. Pema Shepa, please consider me. And through conduct that transcends accepting and rejecting, release the knots in the wisdom channels. To the ultimate Guru, self-cognizing awareness, from the indivisible union of the three kayas, I bow down with respect. May the blessed nectar of the four empowerments ripen our minds that they become free. And page 11. Ngun se rig zin nu den dor je tsel ma ong de she mu pa ta ye shap ta da pe jung gyal tsep trok beng o jik je ye she dor je so wa dem. In the past, the awareness holder Nuden Dorje Tsel. In the future, the Buddha Mupa Tai. In the present, Padmasambhava's regent, Drogben in person. Jigje Yeshe Dorje, to you I pray. O Min Cherki Yingi Purdrang Ne, Du Sum Sangye Kungi Ngo Ni. Rang sem chö ngun sum ten ze pe ta we la me jap la so wa dem. Within the palace of the fundamental space of reality, the unsurpassed pure realm is the essence of all the Buddhas of the three times. You who actually introduced the Dharmakaya of my own mind, Root Guru, at your feet, I pray. Chupan, wash your hands. And now we're going to all flip to page 67. It's the beginning of the ritual. Chuji Rinpoche says, I love it, so I say it at the beginning um, of every time we do this practice. He says the practice is complicated, right? There's lots of stuff going on inside. There's lots of mantras. There's lots of uh, all sorts of different things. I need a mala. Um, Rinpoche says, don't get confused by anything that's going on. Just be open, sit here, be positive, and relax, and think of good things. That's really all that we're doing. In order to understand what we're doing from like a practitioner perspective, we have to practice it. So we can take the next bit of time to just relax and approach it with mirth and joy that we're accomplishing this. Sir, will you see if there's a mala inside the Dharmapala room on one of the tables? Yes, but no, I need a full one. Hung organ yugi. Organ yugi nip sang sang pema keso do bola yasan choki gundu be pema jung ne shesu da kodu kandu mangpa kor keki chesu da aktu ki tingi lap shesu so guru pema siddhi hung. We'll say the English on the top of page 77. Due to my devoted prayers, 5 colored rays of light of the light of primal knowing extend like filaments from both the point of union and the hearts of the Father and Mother Guru. As these filaments are absorbed into my heart, my mind stream is blessed and transformed. And now we'll say the Vajraguru mantra, which is on page 99. We'll say 100 of those, 108 of those, and we'll sing the first 3. Om Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Om Hum 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 Om's gonna Om's gonna Om's gonna Oma hong the guru pema seti hong. Now turn to page 86. This is the confession offering from the stain, the secret of Vajrasattva, the revelation of the king of purification, the heart essence of the confession. James, at this point, will you please light the candles in the back? So plug in the two carols in the back. This is a different melody from what we've been singing. So at this point, reflect on your past misdeeds. Promise not to do them again. It's powerful to confess in front of the lamas, in front of the teachers. If you wish, you can get up and make prostrations. You can also spin those huge prayer wheels at the front of the room. Yeah, you can all maybe take turns doing that if you feel moved to do that. This is a good time to keep those spinning. Om Shito Tangpa Sangye Kuntuzang Dorje Sempa Dorje Deshin She Pawo Chenpo Druwa Kyupe Gong Dala Te Gong Yeshe Chengi Se Adene Make Yene Namda Kyang Tungo Lobo Shawe Kundole Marik Zung Zin Kien Nang Nam Cha Kun Dak Chen Chu Ying Yum Nye Long Du Sha Ben Za Sang We Dak Po Dorje Dam Dra Pa Kusung Duk Dang Sang Maya Bum Gi Dam Le Nyam Shik Tsi Le Kya Wa Gang Rap Dung Un Shik Yepe Tolo Sha Sa to nyamba nyundu gyurpe du da ne le ni nen sin dorje ka do hi kai che ba drak po gyur gyurpe di chi drip gyur nyen chen gyur sak shak hong de pe gyapo ne de dorje che Mixu mi shin nam da shak ba del kundu zangpo ye dog rik be long du dre me pe che ying long du a. Om, the first foundation, is the Buddha, total goodness. Vajrasattva is the Vajra, thus gone one. Great hero, protector of beings, think lovingly of me and look upon me with your eyes of primal knowing. Ah, primordially unborn, completely pure from the very beginning, and yet from conceptualization that incidentally arises as the face of delusion. All degenerations that are the circumstantial appearance of dualistic unawareness, I confess within the great purity of the inner expanse of the five mothers of the fundamental space of reality. Vajra, Lord of secrets, renowned Vajraband, of the hundreds of thousands of secret samayas of body, speech, and mind, whatever has damaged the bond or violated the commitment, with intense remorse and regret, I disclose and confess. Sattva, the time when faults become degenerations has passed, becoming extreme breaches of the injunction of the Vajradakinis who oversee conduct, and after that becoming obscurations which accumulate the causes for the great hell. These I confess. Whom primordial king, original great Vajra, without point of reference, beyond degeneration and confession, total goodness, intrinsic space of awareness, complete from the beginning, within the fundamental space of reality, beyond union and separation. Ah. Now we'll say the Vajrasattva mantra that you can find on page 100. It's in the middle. It's the 100-syllable mantra. We will say 21. And during this time, James, you can make the plates. You start with the Buddha plate, you go around. You then do the confession offering plate, and then go around. Then you do meat and bread, and then you go around like that. Yeah. Yeah, finishing with Rinpoche's plate, and then you'll make 5 plates for us. Yeah. No, no, you put them back on the table. You can wash your hands first too, actually. Yeah. So those of us on page 100, you can just kind of read slowly. There's no need to say the mantra fast. You can, by the time I say 21, if you've said 3, that's awesome. Or if you've kind of recited it 3 times, take it easy. It's kind of a mouthful. Yeah, you can also at this point go spin the prayer wheels as you've been doing too. Um, I might talk to guide James while he's making the plates. You guys keep working on the mantras. Om benza satu samaya manupalaya benza satu tenopa teacher dido me bawa sutokayo me bawa supokayo me bawa anurakto me bawa sarva siddhi me prayata sarva karma sutta me chitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan tathagata benza mame muncha benzi bawa mahasamaya sato. Yeah, we'll need a spoon for that. You can get it in there's a spoon holder in the Rinpoche cabinet. You can use those spoons. Om Bendasatu Samaya Manupalaya Benzasatu Tenapa Teacher Tito Mebawa Sutukayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasidi Me Prayata Sarva Karma Sutta Me Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sarvatata Gata Benzamami Muncha Benzibawa Mahasamaya Sato Om Bendasatu Samaya Manupalaya Bendasatu Tenapa Teacher Tito Mebawa Sutukayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasidi Me Prayata Sarva Karma Sutta Me Chitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Mucho Bezibo Mahasamaya Satu Om Om Medasata Samaya Manubalaya, Bendasatu Tenoba, Teacher Tito Mebawa, Sutakaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anurakta Mebawa, Sarvasidi Me Prayatsa Sarva Kamasutta Me, Chitam Shiam Kuruhum, Ha 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 ho, Bhagavan, Sarvatata Gata, Benzamame Munja, Benzi Bawa Mahasamaya Satu, Medasata, the last thing you'll do. So number one is bumpa. Number two is skull cup. Number three is lighting the incense in the plates. Not the confession. I mean, not the fourth plate yet. We'll do that later when we do the soiled remainders. See, yeah, no. The fourth one will at some point, but not yet. So top of page 79, everybody. So we've arranged the meat and the wine and whatever samaya substances that you have available, and now we're going to go into the blessing and accumulation period. Hong a le cho ying dang nam pa va la om le nang si du yun sok su sham hum gi de chen ye she re bar gyur shri yi tsa sum la tso ge ba kyang. Hung from A skull cup equal to the fundamental space of reality. From Om, the sense pleasures of appearance and possibility arranged within as the gathering feast. With Hung become the play of primal knowing great bliss. With Hri, the hosts of the three roots, devatas are delighted and fulfilled. So now Bumpa. And Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri. You can dip it again and do the back side of the table too. Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri, Hung Shri. And then that's good. Then same with wine. Same with wine. And this one you can just stand in. Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri. You can just stand and throw it from the front. Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri. Om Ah Hung Shri, Om Ah Hung Shri. Great. That's good. And then we will continue. So the next thing that you do in 2.5 pages, so it's good to stand up there, is to you're going to hold up the plates with the incense lit. The first one, both of the first two are going to go in front of Guru Rinpoche. That first one is going to go right in front of him. You're going to hold it up with a spoonful of wine on the spoon. And you're going to stand there, and then you're going to look back over your shoulder at me. And then when I give you the signal, you put the wine slowly, just put it, don't like throw it, just like put it on the plate and put it up on the altar. And then quickly come back and reset yourself, because the second one comes more quickly than this first 2.5 pages. And so same thing with the incense lit already, wine in a spoon, and then you're going to put it there. And then the third one, the third plate, you're going to bring over to me. You're going to kind of stand here, bring it, and you're going to put it right here on the table. And then I'm going to do a little thing. And then you're going to, those two first plates are going to sit close together. That third plate, you're going to push the meat and there's a couple of different ways to do this. I'm telling you just one way. You're going to push the meat off the plate, the bread off the plate onto the first plate, kind of like hanging off towards the second plate, but not on the second plate. Okay. Then that's finished, and then we'll get through this part, and then we'll go on to the accumulations, and then I'll explain the rest of it. I'm not kidding. You don't have to do that. Okay, middle of page 79. We'll do the Tibetan first. You can light the incense in the plates right now while we're doing this part. And then the next thing to do is prepare the scoop of wine and the plate while we're reciting this next piece. Hung organ yugi nup chang tsam be ma ge sar tong po la ya zen cho gi ngu drup nye be ma jung ne she su jak kor du kan ro mang pe kor ke gi je su dak tru gi du yun Tsok la chen den na ji ki lop chi shek su se ne chok di ru jin po la Tsok che ye she du tsi gyur. We're stopping because we're waiting for James to stand up by the statue. And a spoon full of sugar. Awesome. Tsok che ye she du tsi gyur drup cho da la wang si kur ge da long den bar che tse chok dang tun mok ngu drup so. Not yet. Hung la ma je tsun pe ma te drink zel rig zin ka de tsuk dong che pa yi tsa sum kun du ge we kil kor la mu gu dong shu dak per su wa dem dak shin ko sum ge tso long che che Nang si de yun ge gu ma tsang me kong zang de chen so ki kor lor bor. Tuk te ge te tuk dam kong gur chi so wa dev so guru rinpo che Chingi lop shi rig zin ka dro tso Mu den bu la chok dung drup song Tam sik nyam shak tam che jang du se. Chi nang sang we bar ching sutra. Now put that on the middle part. Chang chu bar du dre me ji zi xing. Se se nyam tok yang dar shin pe. Sampalungi Drupashingilo. I can't see it from here. Looks good. You can ask me. I don't understand what your hand signals are saying. Not on the altar. It should be on the plate, hang like toward. It shouldn't touch the altar at all. It should be on the plate and then towards the side of the second plate. You can put it right on the top and leaning over to the side. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Om Benza Guru Pema Siddhi Hom. Now back to page 79 in the middle. Um, I think you can sit for now. Yeah. In English. So Hung at Oregon's northwestern frontier on the stem and corona of a lotus flower, wondrous supreme accomplishment attained, and as the lotus born renowned, encircled by a retinue of many dakinis, so that I may become like you, I invite you to this feast of sense pleasures. Please come and grant your blessings. Send down your blessings to this excellent place and transform the feast offerings into the elixir of primal knowing. Bestow the four empowerments on me, the one who aspires to supreme accomplishment. Dispel obstacles, hindrances, and those who lead us astray. Grant the supreme at ordinary cities. Noble Guru, Pema Dringzal, together with your hosts of awareness holders and dakinis, to this mandala of victorious ones embodying all the three roots devatas, I pray with devotion and intense yearning. My three doors, gathered virtue, enjoyments, wealth, and those of others, appearance and possibility, delightful sense pleasures with nothing incomplete. All this I offer is the great bliss, Gana Chakra of total goodness. Lovingly accept this with delight. May it fulfill our sacred bonds. I forgot supreme bliss. I beseech you, Guru Rinpoche, grant your blessings, hosts of awareness holders and dakinis. Grant the supreme and ordinary spiritual accomplishments to your devoted child. Please purify all degenerations and breaches of Samaya. Liberate outer, inner, and secret obstacles in fundamental space. Until my enlightenment, hold me inseparable the increased longevity, merit, meditative experiences, and realization like the waxing moon. Grant blessings for the natural self-accomplishment of wishes. Om Ahung Benza Guru Pema Siti Hong. And now we'll head over to page 89, and we will do the Tsok accumulations. These prayers are our opportunity to take what we've just done and with our imagination multiply it into the idea is like cloud banks of offerings. So like as much as you can imagine with your mind billowing resources and food and drink and blessed substances. There's also kind of a beautiful way to do this where you're seeing the beings receive these blessings, and when they are touched by the cloud, they receive exactly what it is that they need in the moment. A warm winter coat. I like to use that example, and also like medicine, like someone who's sick. A vaccine is very relevant if we want to think about folks who are sick and who need relief. So whatever brings up compassion, this is the opportunity to work on our visualization or our imagination of generosity, just giving everything away, and everybody gets exactly what they need. And that's what we're visualizing while we're doing this. We're also going to say these mantras. We'll say the first one, the long one, 7 times. Then if you flip the page, there's a middle length one. We'll say that one 7 times. And then finally, we'll say the feast offering mantra on page 91, 108 times. So Ram Yam Kam Om Ahung Yingi Benda Rikpe Sokto Sham Drede Chase Tigle De Yun Ta Ngusar Sami Kepe Damse Di Rangi Tsawa Sumge Laso La Nime nyambe nyangdu chepabu. Tokbe trasu tigle jembo shak. Zungzen jage keme ying sutra. Tenang shitok sepe tene drup. Lundrup nangti yeshe tarjine. Kadak shinu bumkur chang chup sho. Ram yam kam au hung yingi benda rikpe sokto sham. Drundru taze digle duyen rak. Nusa sami kyape damsikti. Rangi sewa sumgi la sola. Nime nyambe nangdu chepabu. Tokpe tazer digle jembota. Sungzin jage keme ying sutro. Chernang jitok sepe chene drub. Lundrub nangshi yeshe tarchine. Kadak shenu bumkur chang chup sho. Ramyam kam ahung. Yingi benda rikpe sokto sham. Drudruk sacher tigde duyen tra. Ngusar sami kepe damsikti. Rangrik sawa sumge la sola. Nime nyambe ngangdu chepabu. Tokpe tazu tigle chenpo shak. Zungzin jage keme ying sutra. Tunang jitok sepe trene drub. Lundrub nangsi yeshe tarjene. Kadak shinu bumgur chang chup sho. Ram yam kam ahung. Yingi benda rikpe sokto sham. Drundra zazer tigle duyen tra. Ngursar sami kyape damsikti. Rangrik sawa sumgi la sola. Nime nyampe ngdu chepabu. Tokpe tazur tigle tempo shak. Zungzin tage keme ying sutra. Chunang jitok sepe tenle drop. Lundra angsi yeshe tarchine. Kadak shunu bumkur chang chup sho. Ram yam kam ahung. Yingi benda rikpe sokto sham. Drudruk saze tigle duyen ta. Ngusar sami kyape damsikti. Rangrik sawa sumgi la sola. Nime nyampe ngangdu chepabu. Tokpe tazu tigle chenpo shak. Zungzin jage keme ying sutra. Tunang jito sepe chene drup. Lundra nangsi yeshe tarjine. Kada shunu bumkur chang chup sho. Ram yam kam ahung. Yingi benda rikpe sokto sham. Drundruk jaze tigle duyun cha. Nusar sami kyape damsikti. Rangrik sawa sumgi la sola. Nime nampe ngangdu chepabu. Tokpe tazer tigle tempo shak. Tungzin jage keme ying sutra. Tunang sitok sepe tene drup. Landrum nangshi yeshe tarjine. Kadak shunu bumgur chang chup sho. Ram yam kam hung. Yigi benda rikpe sokto sham. Drundruk zazer tigle duyen tra. Ngusar sami kyape damsikti. Rangrik sawa sumgi la sola. Nime nyampe ngangdu chepabu. Tokpe tazer tigle chenpo shak. Zungzin jage keme ying sudro. Tunang shito sepe tenle drum. Lundra nangshi yeshe tarjine. Kadak shunu bumgur chang chup sho. Again in English. Ram yam kam ahung. Within the skull cup of fundamental space, the ritual offerings of awareness are arrayed. The 6 lamps, rainbow rays, and spheres of light are the glittering, desirable qualities. This is the wondrous, inconceivable Samaya. To the self-aware Devata assembly of the 3 roots, the offerings are offered in the state of non-dual equanimity. The pointy edges of thoughts are confessed within the great sphere. Enemies and obstructors, the grasper and the grasped, are liberated in unborn fundamental space. Diluted appearance awakens in the basis and accomplishes the enlightened activities. Perfecting the primal knowing of the naturally self-accomplished 4 visions, may I awaken in the youthful vase body, original, purity. Ram Yam Kam Om Ah Hung Guru Sasum Laso La Deyin Longche Tsokche Bu Damsig Nyamchak Damche Shak Nyumon Drage Sheldu Tap Trenne Rabjam Lundrup Tse Tsokni Nirzok Ndrup So Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Om Ah Hung Guru Tsasum Laso La Deyin Longche Tsokche Bu Damsig Nyamchak Tamche Shak Nyumon Drage Sheldu Tap Trenne Rabjam Lundrup Tse Tsokni Nirzok Ndrup So Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Om Ah Hung Guru Sasum Laso La Deyin Longche Tsokche Bu Damsig Nyamchak Tamche Shak Nyumon Drage Sheldu Tap Trine Rapjam Lundrup Tse Tsokni Nirzok Ndrup So Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Om Ah Hung Guru Sasum Laso La Deyin Longche Tsokche Bu Damsig Nyamcha Tamche Shak Nyumon Drage Sheldu Tap Trine Rabjam Lundrup Tse Tsokni Nirzok Ndrup So Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Om Ah Hung Guru Tsasum Laso La Deyin Longche Tsokche Bu Damsig Nyamcha Tamche Shak Nyumon Drage Sheldu Tap Trine Rabjam Lundrup Tse Tsokni Nirzok Ndrup So Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Om Ah Guru Tsasum Laso La Deyin Longche Tsokche Bu Damsig Nyamcha Tamche Shak Nyumon Drage Sheldu Tap Trine Rabjam Lundrup Tse Tsokni Nirzok Ndrup So Gana Chakra Puja Ho Ram Yam Kam Om Ah Hung Guru Sasum Laso La Deyin Longche Tsokche Bu Damsig Nyamcha Tamche Shak Nyumon Drage Sheldu Tap Trine Rabjam Lundrup Tse Tsokni Nirzok Ndrup So Gana Chakra Puja Ho. In English, Ram Yam Kam Oma Hung. To the Guru and the assembly of the three roots, Devatas, this wealth of sense pleasures is offered as the feast. I confess all deteriorations of Samaya, neurosis, enemies, and obstructors are offered to the mouths of the Devatas. Naturally self accomplished, vast, enlightened activities, may the two accumulations be swiftly completed. Bestow cities, Gana Chakra Puja Ho. And then the mantra we'll say 108 times. This is really, that aspiration we made at the beginning, or the motivation we set to be of benefit. This is where we get to use our imagination to because of the illusory nature of reality, the dreamlike nature of reality. We get to do that. It's a pretty powerful tool. We get to use our imagination to imagine that people are benefited by our actions. And this is what this ritual is all about. So be brave, imagine some stuff, uh, and we'll rejoice about it a little bit later. Yeah. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Gurudeva Dakini Gana Chakra Puja Uchita Balingda Kai. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Gurudeva Dakini Gana Chakra Puja Uchita Balingda Kai. Ram Yam Kam Om Ahum Gurudeva Dakini Gana Chakra Puja Uchita Balingda Kai. Ram Yam. Okay, so now is the time to start delivering the plates. We will continue on with the next page with the swift accomplishment of wishes, reciting that. So James, you have 2 jobs, actually 3 jobs at this point. First job is to deliver the plates. You'll always deliver the plate to the umze first, and then you kind of go down the line as people are sitting. And then you remember the way that you did that because you're going to go backwards in a minute to collect the lakma. Um, so the second job you have is to deliver the wine. So you're going to grab the little skull cup. You're going to go to each person and you're going to give a scoop and put it in their left hand. There's a way, it's like man giving to woman is, I don't remember what it is. Anyway, just everybody put out your left hand for James when he's coming to give you, and you can do it like you can use your right hand to support because you're receiving now what is blessed substances. Um, yeah, yeah. Jen and Jim know we can ask them which it is. Um, for the umze, you're going to do a special thing. You bring their plate and the wine, and like a spoonful of wine. So I will receive it exactly at the same time. So one one gets poured into the hand, and the other one grabs the plate. If that makes sense, and we can do that. Yeah, and then we will all start on the top of page 92. Emma ho. Tsogyu gesar pema dongbo la. Kunga yeshe lungi drupe la. Rangjung chenpo bume yabyum ni. Keep going, you guys. That was a lot. You don't have to give that much. Allah, but thank you. Kado timpung to Kandro timpung trila soa dev sampa nyur du drupar chingilo lengen chepa nam min tu kepe Nyedun barche matru mugetso Közeden be mula zechepe Sheljening ne kulo orgenje Samba nyurdu drupar jingilo Dedang sujin tong la gombadang De be gudro de nu ta she She rapun zum Tsok pe norden bo Sem chen kun gi gu la rap jung ne Jig den de gi den par u chen zo Samba nyur du drup par jingi lo Kala ne dang de nge mi dong ken Dung bo dun dong gyal bo che pa tang Mi tu chen zen lam dran ji pa che Te yi pa tar tu pe ni kap kun Kyap tang re sa shen du ma chi be Tuk je sung shi guru orgen je Samba nyur du drupar jingilo. Wondrous. In the center of a lake upon the stem and corona of a lotus flower, the fivefold body of the Devata, naturally self-accomplished primal knowing, great self-occurring Padma, father and mother, amidst vast clouds of Dakinis, I pray to you. Grant blessings for the swift accomplishment of wishes. Due to the ripening force of negative actions, illness, demons, obstacles, war, strife, and famine are immediately ended upon remembering your face. From my heart, I beseech you, revered organ, please remember your promise. Grant blessings for the swift accomplishment of wishes. Training in faith, morality, and generosity. Freeing our minds by studying, having a sense of modesty, shame, and wisdom. These are the 7 perfect and complete treasures. Instantly cause them to perfectly enter the minds of all sentient beings, bringing happiness and joy to the world. Grant blessings for the swift accomplishment of wishes. Whatever illness, suffering, and undesirable situations, spirits, demons, and oppression from the ruler, fire, water, wild animals, dangerous paths, and terrifying situations, on all occasions which can threaten our lives, there is no other hope or refuge. Hold us with your compassion, revered organ. Grant blessings for the swift accomplishment of wishes. So now we'll say page 95. And James? Yeah. Yes. That no underneath the while we're eating we can serve that. Underneath the tiny fridge. Underneath the fridge, there's the drawer. They're in there. What you will do now, however, is grab the tray. And what this is so these are the soiled leftovers that we're going to collect. And so you're going to take something. Hold on, James. I got to explain it first before. Yeah. So you're going to take something from your plate that is unwrapped and not chocolate or grapes. I don't think there's any grapes tonight, but there might be. You're going to take something and you're going to put it on this tray that James is coming around with. They're soiled because they've been served to us already. Do you have Ash's plate up there? You can bring that to me, and I'll pretend I'm him. Yeah, yeah. So we can give the lakma back. Ooh, it's bountiful. Um, okay, so so you served this one last, so I'll give you this first. This is what it'll look like. Ready? You just pick something on the plate. Do some sangye guru rinpoche ngujub kudak dewa chenpo sha barche kunzel du drakbotsa so wadep so chinki lap tu so chinang sangme barche shiwa dang sampa lungi drubar chinki lo do some sangye guru rinpoche ngujub kudak dewa chenpo sha barche kunzel du drakbotsa so wadep so chinki chinang sangme barche shiwa dang sampa lungi drubar chinki lo. So you're going to put that now. They gave you difficult ones with roly carrots. So you can put those, you can put them, put that on the table. You made it hard for his first time. Oh, did I not? Thank you. Um, well. Okay, put the thing up there, and then what you're gonna do now, while we're gonna start to eat, you put it down. We're going to start to eat. You're going to take the clean remainders, and now is your tricky job to slide the clean remainders onto the dirty remainders without spilling or making anything roll around, roll off the floor. Yeah, clean transfer. Don't move anything on that plate. Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. We're all going to watch you. Do some sangi guru rinpoche. Ngunjup katak dewa chepu Yeah, yeah, especially when there's just a few of us. Then I usually give more when there's just a few of us, so we finish the bottle. And we will start in the middle of page 83. Make sure the fire goes out. Yeah. And then, James, you just wait there while I say, oh, wine and a spoon. I forgot. Sorry. Wine and a spoon. Tsokchang in a spoon. That goes on there as well after I say this mantra. Yeah. Just a little bit. You don't have to do a ton. Perfect. Om a hung benza amrita hung ha ho shri e a ri li shing shing za. Now in the middle of page 83. La du ji ten drek pe tso de yung a den la tor she pen dang de we trin le tse om uchita balinda kai. Go ahead. You're gonna just take the tray, not the whole thing. Om uchita balinda kai. Haughty worldly spirits who gather the remainders, please accept this remainder torma endowed with the five sense pleasures and perform beneficial and joyous activities. Om Uchita Balingta Kahi. So we can continue, and James will give us rice when he comes back. Tsoke lame kil kordu. Soki korlo korwai dakshendroa malupa kil kortik du parsho. In English, within the mandala of the lake-born Guru, by turning the wheel of the wisdom feast, may I and all beings without exception be liberated within one mandala. Now we'll go to page 77 in the middle. La me ne sum ige du sum le. You can leave that, James, and get the rice. La me ne sum ige du sum le. O se karma ting sum jung ne su. Rangi ne sum tempe go sum gi. Trip chang ku sum tu ki dor jir gir. Tarni lama ko che o tu shu. Karmar tigle hungi tsen paru. Rangi ningar tempe lame tu. Rang sem yer me len ge chokone. Ah, ah. In English, from the three syllables in the Guru's three places emerge three rays of white, red, and dark blue light. As these are absorbed into my own three places, my three doors are purified of obscurations and become the Vajras of enlightened body, speech, and mind. Finally, the Guru with his retinue dissolve into light, which becomes a white sphere glowing red and marked with Hung. As this is absorbed into my heart, the Guru's mind and mine join inseparably and dwell in Dharmakaya. Ah, ah. Into page 84. In the middle. Hung from the inner sky of unborn Dharmakaya. Tibetan first. Hung keme choku kalong ne game la ku nong we cha rime tong sel nong tu tim. Ah, ah. Hung from the inner sky of unborn Dharmakaya, the unobstructed form of the Devata appears and dissolves into emptiness, clarity free from all directions. Ah, ah. Getsa chang chup chen por ngo. Longshin Tukje Tsel Organ Lama Tsoke Je Kusum Lungi Drupayi Tashi Dambe Dele Shok. And when we say this last line in English, then everybody you can throw the little bit of rice that James gave you. The roots of merit are dedicated to great awakening. The essence, nature, and compassionate manifest energy are the unsurpassed lake-born Lord of Organ, the spontaneously accomplished three bodies. May all be auspicious, joyous, sacred, and excellent. Woo-hoo. So now we will say long life prayers for the gurus and then a dedication prayer or many dedication prayers. So the longevity prayers section starts on page 39. We're going to skip to the long life prayer for Tsok Rinpoche on page 49. We're going to say these in English. We'll say the long life prayers for Tsok Rinpoche and Choji Rinpoche in English. Om Svasti. Primordially beyond birth, death, and transformation, all-pervasive, youthful life force of adamantine primal awareness, all-accomplishing protector Padma Amitayas, firmly plant the indestructible pillar of life force, holding, sustaining, and spreading the quintessence of the intention of Samantabhadra, the supreme doctrine of Ati, awakening those with karma and aspiration. Hoisting the victory banner of study and accomplishment, protector of beings, may you flourish for an entire eon, relying on the supreme swift path of the great secret, training in the great activities which are meaningful for those with connection, clearing away all the misery of those to be tamed, grant the wish-fulfilling auspiciousness of bliss and benefit. Page 51. Om Swasti, the indestructible self-born essence of Amitayas, primordially uncharacterized by either birth or death, by the truth of the fundamental purity of phenomenality itself, may the supreme guide of beings, the victorious one, may he live a long life. With the unobstructed creativity of the Vajra clouds of highest ecstasy, expanding through space the skillful dance of Maya Jala, with the truth of the spontaneity of interdependent phenomena, may the supreme guide of beings, the victorious one, may he live a long life. With the fearlessness, wisdom, and kindness which is the power of primordial awareness, the essence of the precise secret teachings of the Vajrayana, the wish-fulfilling jewel, the victorious banner of teaching and practice is raised to the pinnacle. May he live long as he fulfills the aspirations and wishes of living beings. Sounding the Dharma as a conch shell trumpet with the auspicious pattern of a right-handed spiral, causing the essence to enter the ears of many beings of the three habitats, above, on the surface, and below the earth. Accomplishing the spread of virtue victoriously in all directions, may this fortunate supreme guide and sovereign live a long life. May the Lama Vidyadhara live for 100 eons, victorious in the war against adverse inner and outer obstacles, spontaneously accomplishing vast intentions of great value to the Dharma and living beings. May this most excellent, auspicious vision pervade forever. And now we can turn to the dedication prayer section. And we've arrived at the end of the practice. Remember, we were doing beginning, main part, and conclusion, or beginning, middle, and end. This is the end, the dedication of merit. So we did our aspirations and our motivation setting. We did the practice with totally with no concept. I know I did. I did my best. So the dedication prayers, the last, are the closing of the practice. So saying the dedication of merit. We just did an incredible thing, offering this feast. And now we're going to dedicate it so that the merit we've generated stays in our karmic field instead of just being wasted and lost. So we'll say all of them starting on page 17 through the bottom of page 18. And we'll say them in English. Although these are good if you're going to start memorizing anything in Tibetan, these are good ones to memorize in Tibetan. Like the hero Manjushri who attained knowledge of all things just as they are, and following Samantabhadra's example too, so I will emulate and train in all of that, and thus make supreme dedication of all of this virtue. All the victorious ones of the 3 times, whatever dedications they have supremely uttered, and all these roots of virtue as well, I supremely dedicate in order to accomplish the deeds of the excellent. The precious, supreme mind of awakening, may it be born in those who have it not, and wherever it has arisen, may it never degenerate, and may it always grow greater and greater. May the great tradition of the Bodhisattva abbot, the Vajra master, and the Dharma king pervade and flourish through the 3 realms of this world. May the experiences of all beings never be separate from the 3 jewels, and may there be virtue and excellence throughout the 3 times. This one will say 3 times. In the world in general, and in this nation, may not even the names disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtuous qualities, merit, and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly arise. In the world in general, and in this nation, may not even the names disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtuous qualities, merit, and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly arise. In the world in general, and in this nation, may not even the names disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. May virtuous qualities, merit, and prosperity greatly increase, and may continuous good fortune and sublime well-being perfectly arise. By this merit, may all beings gain omniscience, and thus defeat the neurosis and negative actions which are the enemies. From the turbulent waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of becoming, may all beings be liberated. And then normal practice is to offer up your own dedication and aspiration prayers. That brings it back to we're not just reciting a whole bunch of prayers, we're actually engaged in this process that we're doing with body, speech, and mind. And so take a moment to reflect on the expectations you set, reflect on your motivation, and rejoice that we just accomplished this practice in whatever way feels authentic and genuine to you. Lasso. Okay. Thank you. Cyber people, thanks for joining us if you did. We're going to do Tsok again. Hold on just a second. I will tell you. At the end of next month, so the 10th lunar day of the coming month. The coming month is April. Well, what day is it? It's not April 10th. It will be Saturday, April 30th. So that means we'll start at 10 and setup will be at 9 a.m. And so please come and help and rejoice. Hopefully we can, with the right number of announcements, we can get more people to come and practice with us. Awesome. Sunday morning, 10 to noon, feel free to come and sit. It's open meditation every Sunday morning. And then Thursday nights, we do kind of like an intro to meditation, like meditation practice on Thursday nights. Yeah. See you all soon.